everybody and welcome back. My name's Iris Smith and I'm the owner of a small business called The Flower Patch, where I make beautiful artificial flower arrangements for all occasions. Right guys, before I start, I just wish to thank you all for your wonderful messages concerning my health situation, and I really do appreciate it. I've only had one comment where it was slightly negative, asking why I need to oh sorry, I thought I heard something dropping out the bucket, why I need to tell everybody, and I replied, out of respect. I have had the x-ray done. Unfortunately, they can't tell me the issue. They have to send it to the doctor, and then the doctor has to either ring me or make an appointment. I have to make an appointment to go and see him for him to tell me what is wrong, and that can take anything from 10 to 15 days. So I've just got to take the painkillers until I hear from the doctor. So that's what I've been doing. I can't rest anymore, guys. I'm bored. So I'm doing a video. While I'm, waiting for the doctor to ring or anything, I'm going to just do my videos because I've been itching to do one. And I thought, let's do a table arrangement so I can just sit down, and let's do one using lemons. Something bright, something nice, a bit of fruit to make it look pretty. So I have got a ribbon. I haven't made a bow because I'm slightly undecided whether to do a bow here, then take one of the tail ends without cutting it over here, then or maybe here, and then, or should I say, do a bow here, take the tail end here, then over here and then do another bow there. So then you've got two bows either side. So that's what I'm planning on doing. I have got just a plastic tray, floral tray. You can use a flat container if you wish, in ceramic or anything like that, wood. I've put one block of dried foam in, covered it in wreath wrap, and just used floral tape and taped around it to hold it in without gluing. And the ribbon of my choice is this beautiful 2.5 inch lemon with black and white stripes down the side. So I thought, let's use that. I have another one, but this one just caught my eye, and I just kept looking at it. So that's the ribbon. So I'm going to go through the few things that I chose to do this arrangement. It's all right, guys. I keep hearing cellophane there, and I feel like something's going to drop. So first of all, I thought I'll get a few of my oddments out. I've nearly used all my should I say scraps. I've virtually used all of them. I've hardly got any in my basket now. So I've got a few of this long leaf boxwood that I thought I could use maybe for a little bit of filler. So I'm going to use that. And talking of boxwood, I've cut not many off of the main stem, and I thought we could just place in a bit for our wispy bits. And I've also got some maidenhead fern, and I thought I could place some of that in with the rubbery texture. It's lovely. And I've chopped some ficus off, really small. I didn't want them long, so I've chopped these down. And the one with the yellow in the center for the veins, I thought that would look lovely, with the contrast with the lemons. So I've cut those down as well. And I've also cut down some long, some short from the main, a few main stems, some silver dollar eucalyptus. I may place some of this in as well, just for that different tone of green, to bounce off of all the other tones. And again, with it being slightly paler, it would look pretty against some of the others. I'm not saying I'm going to use everything. I might change my mind. But I have cut these off a main stem, and I have to have these, guys, because the movement of them is just divine. So I've got dusted twined fern, wispy. I have to have it for my movement. So, and again, these are slightly dusted, but they are so pretty. Now, I've cut these as well. I've tried to prepare. I thought, let's get prepared before I do the video. So I've cut these off of the main stem. This is my mixed foliage bunch or bush, where it's got some white flowers in. I think they look like blossoms, if you can see. But I thought I could place those in for a bit of white. Again, I like to add white to just bring it alive. And the foliage on this is even lighter than the eucalyptus. So again, that we've got 3 different or 4 different tones of foliage. So I thought I may place in some yellow gypsophilia, just not too much, just a little bit dotted around. I've placed some on picks already, 5 or 6, I can't remember, maybe 7. 1, 2, 3, 6. Yeah, I did 6 on single stems. I took the rubber off because they are rubber stems, so I've prepared them already. And I thought we could, I've got glue on it, we could perhaps just place the odd one of these around. And I've also cut down, you can see the length of them, statice. I thought, let's get some cut down already, and let's short. I don't want them too long, so I've cut them at a certain length. And we could place in some yellow statice where it's slightly clustered, the little flowers. They're a little cluster, and I thought they would look pretty in it too. And I know these aren't yellow, but why not add some berries? I think they look pretty. And I've placed them against the yellows and the greens, and they look beautiful. So, and finally, I've just cut 2 pieces off of a big stem. Well, I say big stem, a stem what's got 3 on it. I've just cut 2 pieces off because they've got where you can manipulate them, and I thought, well, I could spread those around on the arrangement, so I don't really need too many of them. So I've got those as well. So that is what we've got for today. So I'm going to place the camera down, and we are going to design our centerpiece for our table. But you could also, if you wish, put it on your cabinet or place it, you know, in your window or on your dinner table, anywhere like that, guys, wherever you feel it would look beautiful. So let me just alter the camera. I have got an order to do. I'll just show you. Everything's there for the order to do for 80 centimetre wreath. So it's quite big. Let me just move that. I'll bring this in a little bit because I'd like you to see. Do I bring it a little bit further? Yes, I'll bring it there. I have got a little bit of a chest infection as well, guys. My son, I told him, my oldest son, please don't come near me because I don't want to catch it. And he did. Because every time he comes home from work and he comes up to me, oh, I've had a hard day at work, Mum. I love you. I've missed you. And he wants to cuddle me. And I'm trying to keep him away, but oh no. It didn't happen, unfortunately. So I've got a bit of an infection on my chest as well. But never mind. That doesn't bother me. That doesn't stop me from working. I just want to know what's wrong with my arm. That's all I'm bothered about. Right. So I'm going to start with our ficus. And again, I'm going to put the bow in at a slightly later stage because I don't want that in straight away. It won't be near the end. It'll be a bit, you know, near the beginning. So I'm going to grab our ficus. And I'm not going to make this, I'm not going to make this too big, guys. So I say. So I'm going to place in one on either end. So we've got, let's just move things out of the way so you can see. So it's going to be either end. And I'm just bending the bottom so it slightly goes over. Just looking, I've cut some at different lengths. No, that's too long. That could go on the top. Here we go. So I've got the ones on the end. I've left with 3 sets of leaves. And the ones I'm going to place on the side will have 2. Just cut that stem a little bit shorter. So we're going to place in the center. I'll push it in to the next leaf. What's there? Again, I'm going to try and keep it smaller than I'd usually do. And I'm going to do one exactly opposite. And do it so we have that shape. So it's like, if you look at it like that, it's like a diamond shape. So I've cut quite a few with 3 on, I think. 3, 1, 2, 1, 2, 3, 1, 2, 1, 2, 3. So now I'm going to go slightly higher. Not too much higher. And I'm going to bring, and I'm using the ficus as my base. You could use a bit more of a solid leaf or, you know, a wider leaf. I want to just use the ficus because I want to make it look quite spring effect, spring, summer effect. I don't want it to be, you know, too full at the bottom. I want it to be quite airy. So I'm going to place this one here. I'm going to cut that a little bit shorter. And I'm going to place that one at an angle and push it to the next leaf that you know, comes up. Just slightly bend it over. And then the other one, I'm going to go opposite. like that. I'm going to cut this one down. And then I'm going to do 2 on the either side as well. And I'm placing them right near the bottom. I'm not placing them halfway up. And I'm going to go in this corner as well. So now we have gone around and I've kept within the boundary. I don't want it, you know, going too much out of that. If I do have bits going out of, it'll probably be just bushy and wispy bits. So now I'm going to bring some of the ficus just above, not too much of it. But what I've got at the bottom, I do want to incorporate at the top. So I'm going to go just in the center there. Again, I'm pushing it to the next leaf. I was thinking about getting Eucalyptus cinerea, the other eucalyptus. And I'll place 1 there. I'm just wiping some of the glue off because I don't want it going hard that I can't place anything right near it. So how many have I got left? 2, 3. So we'll just do another one above in this around the central point, but and the reason I'm placing it till the first set of leaves appear is so it's got foliage on the bottom. So this here will act as a bit of filler and cover some of our foam. Just push it and then slightly bend. I don't want that one. If I do, I'll chop them down. Now I'm going to place in our lovely maidenhead fern. I can get the band off. These did come on a bush, but I just took them all off so I could use them individually. And now I'm going to bring actually 1 just above this ficus here on the end. I don't mind it sticking up. I like movement. Give it that more of that natural look. You can bend them. And again, I'm going where I've placed the ficus on, just on the bottom, you know, in the diamond shape. going here in the center. And I'm going to bring now one here in the corner on top. And I'm going in all 4 corners. Again, pushing it to the next leaf. You don't have to if you want it more, you know, extended slightly more. I just want it to be, well, I'm trying to keep it as, you know, smaller, but because not everybody has a big table. And I'm just manipulating it slightly. So on the top, as you look at it, it looks like that. So I've got 3 left. I could place the 3 in a triangular shape. I don't want them too high, so I'll just place 1 there, just slightly bend it. I don't want too much where it's over, you know, going really far over. I want some of that height. Then 1 the opposite side of where I've just placed that. Like that. And then the other one here. So I form a triangle. And similar spacing between each other. So now on the top you have that for your triangle. Right, I want to get onto the bow now before I go any further. And what I'm wanting to do, I've got out some floral pins as well. So what I'm wanting to do, I mean, I will do it this side first, but create a tail end going here, because I'm going to have the bow sitting here, and then I'm going to do a 2-loop bow, a bit bigger. But if I just do a 2-loop bow, then bring the other tail end over here, pin, you know, like the waterfall effect, pin it down here, then take it in a loop over this side, and then do another bow while it's still attached to the reel. So that's what I'd like to do. You may not see that much of it once it's in, but that, you know, I'm okay with that. So I'm just dovetailing it. So I want, let me do it this side. So I'm going to have about an 8-inch tail end. So I'm going to pinch that. So I'm going to do it in my hand, pinch that in my thumb and finger. Let me just see how big I'd like the loops. Yeah, I'd say about that. So yeah, 12-inch. I'm going to pinch it on my mat, turn it under. It is quite thick, this ribbon. Twist it, do another 12-inch, bring it back towards myself, pinch it in between my thumb and finger. Now I want my floral wire. If I can grab it, guys. Do it from this way. Then I'll get my floral wire, go over the center, because I only want 2 loops. Let's just see if they're the same. Yeah, if your 2 fingers meet at the top, your loops are the same. Now I'm going to twist the bow like so. So we've got our 2 loops. Now one I think is just slightly gone short, so I'm going to pull some of that. There we go. And then I'm going to get a floral pin, because I'm sticking it into the oasis or the foam. Let me just cut that bit of wire off. And I'm just going through where the wire is with the floral pin. So I've got it like that. So I can stick that now into my foam. Place a bit of glue on the end. If you don't want your floral pins that long, just cut them with your snips slightly shorter. I'm leaving them as they are because of the height of the foam. So I'm just placing a little bit on. And I'm going to bring that where I'd like it to go and place it there. Bringing the tail end here to the front. So now I am going to take this, still attached to my reel, over the back here. I'm going to gather it in my thumb and finger, depending on how high I'd like my waterfall. And I'm going to bring it here. So I'm placing it there, or I could bring it here actually. So I'm going to need another piece of wire. Wrap that around, and I'm going to and then just slightly twist. Cut that. Get another floral pin. Go through the wire. Again, like so. Excuse me. Place a bit of glue on. I mean, use your glue gun. So I'm going to bring this over here. Let's just move that out of the way. and I'm going to push that in as well. So I've created another loop going over to that side. Then I'm going to bring the ribbon to create another loop going over this side, and this is where then I'm going to do my other bow, still attached to the reel. So just get my wire some people find this slightly awkward. It is quite easy, guys. It's nearly, I nearly pressed it in. Place that through. Put a bit of glue on the tips of floral pins. So I've got another loop coming off the thing, and now I can just do my bow. So I'm just going to do it, you know, eyeball around 6-inch loops. Gather, as you can see, in between my thumb and finger, and do another 6-inch approximate. Cut off a bit of the tail, and I can just like so. Grab a floral wire around the 2 loops. I can just grab the other one. And I'm going to twist. I'm going to use my little pliers, guys, because it's hurting my arm to twist. Plus I want a tight twist. Get floral pin. Let me just what did I do with the floral pin? Oh, it's here. Go through. There we have it. That's that. Let's just cut those off. A bit of glue on the tips. And there, oops, I've missed a bit. Right, let's just caught a leaf. Just bear with me a moment, guys. So there we have our 2 loops on that end. I'm going to dovetail this. I'm just going to slightly manipulate the bow. So you have that sort of effect from that angle. Sorry that took so long. It just, I don't like to moan, but my shoulder was painful. So that is what we've done, and we've just carried it on while the ribbon was still attached, and did one waterfall going to that corner, then we carried on and we took it down to this corner where we carried on and created our other 2 loops, and then cut off our tail end just like the other end that we've done. If you want more tail ends, if you don't want to do it like that and you just rather have 2 bows, 2 small bows, and then a couple of tail ends, that's fine, guys. You can do it like that also. So right, oops, let's get into placing some of our other materials in. I'm going to place in these lovely mixed foliage. Now these can spread, you know, and you can have them around here. I want the lemons slightly a bit more on top, so I'm going to bring some of these on top as well, and just bring the beauty of them, because they are very pretty. Or I could actually, I'll bring it actually a bit further down and mix it in, and, you know, weave it through all our other foliage. And again, the foliage on here also bends, so that's beautiful. I'm going to put just 2 in to start with, and I'm going to work around the rest slightly later. I just want to get the 2 most bushier ones around the sides. Again, just play around with them and have fun. They are beautiful. Right, so before I carry on, I'm going to place in just a few of these scraps that I've got of the boxwood just to hide some of the foam around the bottom. Oops, a daisy. So as you can see, I've placed them one there and one there, and I'll do exactly the same on the opposite side. And that just helps to fill in the bottom area. As well. I've got two pieces I can bring. Oh, let's have a look under. Yeah, we'll bring one right under the bottom on either end. Even though these are shorter than the ficus, I'm using these as a bit of depth, just so they cover that area. I've got one left where I could maybe place in the, let's place it in the center because it's on its own, and I don't really want to cut it like that. So that's all those scraps used. I don't know about the, I'm not going to use the eucalyptus, guys. I mean, we'll see about the berries. Our, oops, daisy. Now, do I cut it? Do I think I'm going to have to cut this, because it is quite long. And then cut that one as well. There we go. So what I want to do with our lemon, I just bring the foliage again, just have fun and place it in any direction you'd like it to sit. Do I bring that one through there? I don't know, or I could, because I've put the ends on, have them up there. I'm definitely going to place the smaller ones on the end, on the sides. So let's get the smaller ones in. Just found a glue string. So we'll just and again I'm going to manipulate this, push it in a little bit more. And then play around with our lemons. So we've got this, we've got some of the lemons around where the bow is. I think that one's a bit too long. So I've placed some of the lemons just there around where the bow is, as you can see. And if you want to see what the bow looks like from the top angle, it's like that. So it's basically just going over. So you've got your arrangement, or should I say your ribbon going from one side to the other, so it's incorporated within the whole of the arrangement. So let's just get those in as well. So we've got the lemons on there. Now I've got these longer ones and I'm going to place those on either end. And then everything can be placed in and around. I'm going to make these slightly higher. I don't want them too deep so that we can't see them. So I'm going to just place them at a higher angle. I'm not going 40, at like a 45-degree angle. I'm going to, after I get the glue off my fingers, I'm just going to bend, because again these stems are wired, I can just place these wherever I'd like them to sit, so they don't look too low. So I'd like them just slightly like that. Let's do the other one. One needs to go through there. And then you just fluff up with your ribbon again around it. So that is all our lemons on top. So we've got a view of them, so they're not too, sunk within the arrangement. So now we need to be working around this. Oh, I've got everything twined. The lemons that are in. I'm going to just place these few bits of boxwood in, so they'll be placed as our little wispy bits. I've got some on 3s, some I think 2s. So I'm gonna go sort of like on that scale around this area. This is the top, middle, and then right at the bottom. So we're around the middle area, and I'm going to bring the odd one, if I've got any left. Instead, in fact, I may just bring the odd one up here. on the top level. And then just spread the leaves out. So we've got them, and the rest can go on the middle. And you may find, obviously, around where the bows are, it's a bit more restricted for, you know, placing things in, but that's okay. You know, just placing move your bow and place in something, or if it looks too cluttered, just go slightly after your bow so it's in there. Or, you know, don't place one there at all if it, you know, it just looks okay and there's nothing that looks odd about it. And again, I don't mind if some are sticking different directions to others. I do like, you know, it to look quite natural. I've got one. I could cut this into, oops, a daisy, cut this into two. Let's place one here and then one on the opposite side in the central area. So that is those bits of boxwood in. Again, we have got, this is going to be quite full, guys. I do like things, you know, to look full. So I could, let's have a look. Let's place in, before we place them in, some of our dusted twined fern. Again, our wispy bits. And I'm going to go on the top. You can see, that's a good thing if you're struggling to see. As you can see, that wispiness. So then I'm going to go this side. Let it hang, you know, how it falls, because that's nature, it does that. Again, just spread it. Just another one in the opposite corner where the ribbon is here. Let's lift up some of our foliage so I can see. And then spread. So how many have I got left? 1, two. I don't need two. So they can go. Did I bring those? I'm going to bring these to the bottom. And I'm going to bring them underneath these lemons here. Because I've got them in all four corners. So on the longest side, I'm going to bring them in the centre around the bottom. So they can sit and lie as they're on your work, you know, your cabinet. And just again sit lovely along the bottom. Spread. Nice and flat. Sitting beautiful. Right, we've got this mixed foliage with our white blossoms. Again, we've got the statice. If I just pull out one of the statice that I've chopped, little bits of yellow I'd like to have around, sitting up there. I don't know whether I'm going to have the gypsophilia because then it's going to be overpowered. I think it may be overpowered with the yellow, guys. So I'm going to hold back with the gypsophilia. I'm going to get, what did I do with that statice? The statice that I chopped out. How are we going to place that? Oh, it catches. I used to use this a lot when I did fresh flowers, and you know, when I did real flowers, I used always a lot of statice as well. I don't know how many I've cut, if I'm being honest. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. That's odd of me, but. And the berries, let's have a look, just a quick look at the berries in case they don't look too, you can't really see them, guys, so I'll probably not use those. Just keep it small and simple. You know me. So we'll place those berries on the floor as well. Now I have got just this on its own, and I am going to place this in the centre because I haven't got another one of these. So we'll sit these in the centre as well. I tend to do that if I've just got one. Place it in the centre. You can spread it. So like that. Right, now let's get on to these. So let me just sort through where I've got the smaller ones. And some are larger. That's larger. That's small. That's small. Right, 2 large. And the rest are small. Oh, 3 large. Sorry. Right. I'm going to place some of these smaller ones around the bottom, or do I bring the smaller ones up at the top? Let's have a look. See, I'd need another one. Let me just cut another one off one of my stems, guys, just so then I've got 4. Sorry about the noise. Yeah, so I've got 4. So I'm going to put the 4 of these around the middle area, And because they're wired, you can manipulate them, but I'll do that once I've got them in each 4 corners. So again, around the middle area. So I will manipulate, bring a bit of the white flower in. So we want that fullness. So that's 1. Is that 2 together yet? Just part those. Bring another one in the opposite corner, or just go in each corner. Just cut that stem. And then our other one. Do the same on that. So 1, 2. I can get it in. Okay, make it nice and bushy. Lift up your lemons. Fluff up your bow. And then with the others, I'm going to bring those around the top area. So just with the little bits, we'll get these. And I'm not sinking these in, I'm just making sure that they're sitting, you know, nice on top without any depth really to them, because they've got the flowers on, so I want to be able to at least spot the flowers. 2 more I'll do on the opposite side. I'm going to go in here. Just giving it that movement. So we've got that sort of a look on top as well now. Doesn't that look pretty? And again, with your ribbon going throughout, it just adds that little bit extra to it than just having, you know, your ribbon on top. And if you feel you want a little bit more, you know, foliage or floral added in, then that's fine as well. So now we've got, oh, one moment guys, my cat. Get ready guys. Come on, come to mummy. Yes, climb up. Good boy. There you go, you see, you're there, aren't you? Yes, you can't come here. Where you been? Out walking? Or sleeping on bed? Sleeping on bed because you're warm. Yes. Don't get involved in it then. Let mummy do her thingy. Just move away. They're not real. So, with our status, hi hun. These are going to go, I'm going to have a, you know, around here, and I don't know whether I was going to actually get some little star-shaped wild daisies or something to just place in as well. Or I could place the gypsophilia along the bottom and bring these slightly higher up. Let's just grab the gypsophilia. Let's just grab it and have a look. See the glue string. Let's just lift up the tray so I can place it. Oh yeah, I might bring the gypsophilia along the bottom. 1, 2, 3, 4. Let's just try 4 for now, because they are quite wide. So I'm going to cut them down, because I'm trying to keep this small. If I can lift it, I'm going to go around there on the bottom. Bring a bit of yellow from the top right to the bottom, because the yellow is all above. And with these being quite wide, you know, a cluster of it, that will take up a bit of, and bring a bit of that yellow down at the bottom. Again, I always like to say, bring colour, what's on top, to the bottom. So let's do that. And bring that colour just on the four corners. in the central point of the 4 pieces of foam at the bottom. Not any, you know, not on each corner. Just look for it around here. So then you've got a little bit of yellow at the bottom. I think that one's a bit. Has it got a bigger one? And then we do the other one on the final piece. So excuse me. So now down to the status. So on here there's, you know, on the centerpieces here, I'm going to bring the odd status down on each corner. So I want 4 to go down on the each of every corner of this arrangement, because there's not really much on going off on the corners either. So really right on the corner, just like so. And then the other 4 I will maybe bring up above. We'll see. These are very awkward to place in. The stems, I don't know if I bring it closer. Look at the stem, and it's sort of like that on the end. So you slightly, I've seen them before, it's just I find these can be a bit harder to place in. My cat likes to sit in front of the camera. He really does. I'm going to need, where's that? I'm just going to place in a bit of because I've got a little gap I can see. And I want to get that covered up. Right. So that's 2 on those corners. I don't know if you can see. And then let's put another 2 on these corners. And this, if you like, you know, you could have on your, you haven't got to just have it out for spring or summer. If you want it out longer than that, you know, you can place it longer than that. I've had it where people think that, you know, if it, because it's the spring and summer, it's got to just stay out for those seasons. Well, or should I say stay in the on display for those seasons. And I always say you can have them out as long as, you know, as long as you feel you want them out. I'm going to bring some of the statice above. I'm trying to cut this statice stems at a 22-degree angle, just to give it a better chance of getting in. So I'm going to bring the floral, if I can, one there. That's the longest stem, is it? No. Oops. And I'm going to bring one on this side. So hard to push in with those stems, but we'll conquer it. And then I'm going to bring one on each end here. Just where our lemons are on top. Just to bring a little bit of a different texture of yellow. Right, now let's fluff up, and that should be our arrangement, our spring summer arrangement, whichever you'd like it for, or keep it out as long as you want. If it makes you happy, makes you feel refreshed, then keep it out, guys. Right, I can just see a little gap. So with this two little pieces of ficus I have left, I will pop those in and cover that gap. Oh my goodness, I don't know what he's doing. I hope he's, hang on guys. Go on out. Go on. If you're going to start being sick, go on. Oh my goodness. he started gagging, guys. Oh gosh, why? That's greed, because he's always eating. He's done it before on camera. And I just jumped out the chair. Oh my gosh. Right. Well, that, if I show you, let me just flop up now. Now my gagging cat's gone out. I'm glad it doesn't do it on my flowers. So that is what our arrangement looks like from the top. It's only small, guys. You know me. I only like small, but full. It's small in length, but full. And I like it to look full because then, I don't know, I just like it. It's my signature style. You know, I'm more of wispy bits and things like that. I like things to look like nature. You know, your garden flowers and things. I love things to look like that. So, well, I hope that you enjoyed that, and I hope that it gives you some inspiration. You don't have to have, excuse me, lemons. You could try it with oranges, apples, raspberries. I've got to get some raspberries actually. You know, blackberries, blueberries, whichever fruit, you know, you take a fancy to, and just add a bit of floral in. I always say add a bit of white to just give it a little pop. And plus there's white on the ribbon. And, you know, I always add wispy bits just to give movement. But I'm a true believer of movement, you know, and things like that. Add different tones of foliage, you know, to make it interesting as well. And things like that. That will help also. And just add little bits of floral like these. What I've got, the same colour as your main, you know, which is the lemons, which is the main colour. So just add the odd bit of floral with that colour in again, and different tones of foliage. And again, you could add little bits of seeded astilbe, things like that. If you haven't got, you know, your gypsophilia, you could, you know, but you've got something like maybe, oh, what's it called? Oh, I'm staring at it and I can't remember what it's called. You can have even little miniature daisies placed in, tiny daisies, or even if you've just got buds instead of, you know, and you've just got seeds, add in seeds instead of the gypsophilia, anything like that. I'm just going to slightly bring up the camera. So let's just slightly bring up our camera. So if I show you, I'll show you from that angle, and then I'll also show it you from, you know, this is a vertical angle, and I'll show you from the horizontal angle. But that's what it looks like, basically what it would look like on top. And there is your horizontal angle as well. And you can see all the wispiness in it, all the movement, even though, you know, this, excuse me guys, even though this is, you know, an indoor arrangement, you could have it for outdoors, especially when summer comes. Place it outdoors on your garden furniture, you know, where you have a garden table. Place it on there, sit and have a lemon tea or something, and have that in the centre. Fabulous. So I hope you enjoyed that, and it's lovely to be back. I've been itching to do something, and again, do it in different colours if you wish, guys. It doesn't have to be these colours, but enjoy it, you know, and just placing things and balance things out. As you see from the beginning, start with your form or your linear, which we call line, you know, your perimeter or border, whichever you go by. And I did it with the ficus, where I did the triangular position, and then I worked in between that triangular position along the bottom with my other, you know, the rest of the ficus. Then I brought the odd bits of ficus above, because I'm a believer of, well, I'm a believer, I do believe it, but I've also been taught that way. Whatever you place at the bottom, even if it's a little bit, just bring it above, you know, instead of just having it at the bottom. Just bring that a tiny little bit. You don't have to bring lots at the top, but just as though, you know, you can spot it yourself. And then just add in, again, you saw the ribbon. You don't have to do the ribbon there. You could just place one there and one there separately. You don't have to do it with the waterfall effect. I mean, that would be my front of the arrangement. That is the back, where it's got 2 loops and a tail end here. But again, you don't even have to place in a ribbon. So, or you could just place in tail ends, just a few coming out from one corner and a few, or just one loop. It's your decision, guys. There's not a wrong way to do it, you know. And again, if you haven't got fruit, just place in something, you know, something else. Or if you haven't got any fruit at all, you know, just place in maybe another, a yellow flower if you're doing it in yellows, something rounded in shape like this. You know, maybe it could be a carnation, you know, something like that, or a ranunculus, anything, peony, whichever your desire. And again, I've got these from over here in the UK, the dusted twine fern. If you don't get them here, you could always just get some fern and just place fern in. You know, there's always a substitute for something that I've not, you know, I've got. You know, it's like you wonderful people in the States. There's lots of things in the States that I see you buy, you know, I've seen from Michael's and Hobby Lobby that I can't get over here. So I substitute it with something that looks similar. So that's all you need to do. Don't go, you know, worrying if you can't, in the States, if you can't get what I've got here, you know, and vice versa in the UK. Don't go worrying if you're watching videos or things like that in the States that we can't get over here. You can, there's always a substitute for something what looks similar. And if there isn't, then use your initiative. That gains that knowledge and experience, guys. And I'm definitely a believer of that. So I hope you enjoyed it. Have a wonderful day, and take care. And thank you again, guys, for all your wonderful messages. I really do appreciate it. And again, I've got a bit of a cold, so, but that one concerning the flu or the cold will not stop me. Doesn't matter. So, but other than that, I'm fine and dandy. You know, it's just the pain, but oh well, I've got an order to do, so I'm going to be cracking on with something else. So have a wonderful day, guys. I love you all dearly. And again, take care. God bless and good health. So bye for now. Bye-bye. So let's just have a close-up, shall we, guys? Da, da, da. Oh, let me watch the cabling. So there you can see the ribbon. It's beautiful quality. I don't even know where I got it from, guys. I've had it a while. You just forget about them when when you've got them on wherever you place them. You forget that you've got other ribbons like that. These is the mixed fern. Not the mixed fern, sorry, the mixed foliage bush where I had, and it's got a, seeded astilbe, this beautiful leaf, which I love. And then it's got the lovely little white blossoms and then some bamboo also in it. We've got our baby boxwood, our beautiful ficus, our dusted twined fern with the quills on the end, Our lovely lemons. And again, look at how dusted the twined fern is. Oh, and our statice. There's our statice as well. And our maidenhead fern. Where's the bigger boxwood? Here. Oh, there's the long leaf boxwood. This one, the long leaf boxwood with our ficus. Our lovely gypsophilia as well. Some with a bit of seed on. I can't remember what else, guys, so forgive me if I've missed something. Yeah, I've missed something. I don't know what. I feel I've missed something. So, but other than that, guys, you know, again, that's it from the top. It's not very big. I always say that. So, and again, the ribbon, it's got your 2 loops here. There's your waterfall going over to this side where it's attached in with a floral pin. And then it goes from here over there to where there's 2 loops, one there and another one there with a tail end at the front or at the back. So again, I hope you enjoyed that and make a lovely display, quite refreshing for, you know, any time of the year. So have a great day, guys, and I will see you tomorrow. Bye for now.